What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, taking a look at one of my two climb teams for the Master Premier League. Guys, I have climbed crazy amounts in the Master Premier League. I actually started at 2,900 and I am in the 33, almost pushing 3,400s right now. And this was the first team that I used. Now, the ELO gains here is not exactly accurate. Like I said, I did start in the 2,900s, but I played a combination of this team and another team to get 2,900 up to 3016. And then after that, to get to 3091 was all this team. So that's what I am showcasing today. Let's take a look at the team. On the lead, I am running ANNIHILAPE. I think that's the #1 best lead in this cup. Nothing wants to eat a Shadow Ball besides the normal types, and you're destroying the normal types with counter. So once you have energy, this thing can go absolutely crazy. As my safe swap, I am running Ursaluna. I think that's a very underrated pick in this meta. Its 0 shield win rate is just nuts. I don't have it offhand, but maybe I'll put it down below. As my closer, I am running Shadow Magnezone. Doesn't have to be the Shadow. I just had a really good Shadow that I wanted to try out. I built it specifically for this team, and it definitely paid off. Plus, ANNIHILAPE and Shadow Magnezone is just such a good core. I know Junkers also ran this core in the opposite order, and it worked very well for me as well. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into some of the battles. It's a longer video. I am showcasing a lot of battles because I wanted to make sure that I could showcase as many leads and different scenarios as possible. Starting off with an ANNIHILAPE mirror lead. This is the #1 reason I have Night Slash, because it's just a cheaper bait. I decided to call it, and they actually don't bait me. See, I paused there before I throw, and they do swap out into a Dragon Breath Gyarados. This is where Shadow Magnezone is amazing. If you're quick enough, you don't have to shield whatsoever, and you can farm all the way down. I think since I paused there, yeah, they're going to barely survive, and they're going to get this next Aqua Tail off. But I'm going to have to give up a shield, but I am going to also leave with back-to-back Wild Charges ready to go, which will basically one-shot the ANNIHILAPE. It won't quite. ANNIHILAPE has a little bit of bulk in the Master Premier League. But yeah, I mean, it puts them into the yellow, almost into the red. This next Wild Charge would KO, so they are going to be giving up their shield, and they're only getting 2 counters of farm from me. I am going to be going for the Night Slash. I honestly thought this would be enough to KO from this range. You're going to see it's not even close. So I'm going to have to fire off the second Night Slash, which will be getting the KO, which is great for me. Now I have Ursaluna up against a Florges. Ursaluna in the 1 shield is pretty decent in neutral matchups. Some it wins, some it doesn't. We're going to have to see how this one plays out. I don't like to bait with Ursaluna, and they get the attack drop off the first Moonblast, which is just brutal. So I am going to full send the high horsepower. They do throw up the shield regardless. Now I kind of have to make a call here, because they're going to outpace. Okay. So I do properly shield up the Moonblast. Thank goodness it was not a disarming voice. I should be able to barely outpace. Actually, it looked like it was CMP right there. So Ursaluna going to be able to win CMP. Next with the high horsepower. And I am just hoping that this is counter down range for my ANNIHILAPE. Not 100% for certain. Can ANNIHILAPE do it? And yes, it can. Yes, it can. So GG's, well played to my opponent. Jumping into the next battle. ANNIHILAPE up against Gyarados. We do want to stay in just to see what fast move it is. It's going to be Dragon Breath. So I could swap out if I wanted to here, but I am going to try to get the Shadow Ball off first and let them dump some energy as well. If I connect with the Shadow Ball, I can tackle down with Ursaluna. Might have to shield once. And if I don't connect, then I can use shields anyway. So yeah, we end up connecting. I come with Ursaluna. They're going to answer with an Excadrill, which is surprisingly a pretty good answer for Ursaluna. Probably the only ground type that Excadrill really wants to see, because 2 drill runs just about KO my Ursaluna. Of course, they will have to show the high horsepower here, or they can try to call the bait. I don't like to bait, so they do properly shield that up. That's fine. I should barely still survive a drill run, so I think I'll get this Ice Punch off. And the important thing here is Magnezone's avoiding this thing. Just barely. We barely survived that. So Magnezone's going to be avoiding this thing. Do they give their second shield? Some people just don't know tackle counts. Yeah, we were nowhere close, so they do not give up their second shield. Unfortunately, they do get to another drill run here. I think about no shielding, but I decided to throw up the shield. I'm almost at the Night Slash, which again, this was kind of me learning. I thought Night Slash would be enough to take out this Gyarados. It's just not. Night Slash does not hit very hard. We go for the Snipe. In the back, they're going to have a Mamoswine. So it's another ground type into my Magnezone, but luckily this one's running Powder Snow, so we're going to be able to resist all of its fast moves, and we just have to shield up the potential high horsepower. Mirror Shots do hit for super effective and quite a bit of damage at that. Mamoswine, not known for its bulk. We do get the attack drop there. That doesn't really change anything. We still have to shield up the potential high horsepower. They go for the avalanche, and yeah, we should still survive an avalanche. And I think without the attack drop, we still would have. So they're going for the high horsepower there. We get the next mirror shot off, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. I didn't win very many leads with Annihilate, but I will say that it was not finding steel type leads hardly ever. But I think we were able to grab shield advantage a lot with our Luna and help Annihilate out. Pretty nightmarish plays here. We end up CMPing this Mamoswine. We have to full sack our Luna. But I'm going to come in with my Annihilate now, and I'm going to shield and counter down. Yeah, I didn't want to shield this, but I kind of have to. We are going to shield and counter down. We'll leave with quite a bit of energy. Dragonite comes in, and I actually bait here. Reason being, a lot of Annihilapes are running Ice Punch, so I expect a shield no matter what. And they do throw up the shield. Now I'm going to be going for the Shadow Ball. This won't one-shot. They don't have to shield this. They can easily survive, but they do throw up the shield. So now I'm coming in with Magnezone. I'll have to throw the Wild Charge pretty much immediately, unless they superpower right here. And even if they superpower, if they stay in, I'd still have to throw pretty much immediately. They come out with a Metagross. Oh yeah, this is the man. Man. I thought Magnezone would win CMP. I thought it would win CMP, and honestly, there's just such a big CP difference that you can see the difference in stats. It's a visible difference in stats. So I played to the CMP. If I would have thrown the Wild Charge earlier and got this thing low, I think we would have easily been able to win this game. But at that point, yeah, I played to another CMP with Annihilate, which I knew I wasn't going to win that one, but I had to maximize energy. I had to try to look for something. And so that's going to be a GG's. Well played. Definitely a winnable game. Just a bit of a misplay on my part. All right. We have Dragonite in the lead. I'm going to be bringing in my Ursaluna. They overfarm past the Superpower Hero, which makes me suspicious that they're not going to throw it. So I actually decided to call it, and they do throw it. They end up swapping out. They bring out a Metagross, which I'm cool with, right? We're going to get some use out of Annihilate here. And potentially, again, I can overfarm and then threaten Ice Punch into that Dragonite again. So I am going to shield up this Meteor Mash. We already know we're going to lose CMP. We've learned that. So I'm not going to quite build to 100. I'm going to throw one before, making sure that they're not at the next Meteor Mash. Shadow Ball is going to connect and take out the Metagross. Again, we have not revealed Night Slash. So hopefully I can pull a shield here from this Dragonite. They're going to dump some energy, which is great. We don't want them to have a ton of residual energy for our Magnezone. And now I actually decided to full send the Shadow Ball because I want to get them in Volt Switch downrange, or of course grab their second shield. They decided no shield. They have their own Magnezone in the back. Now I am ahead on energy here. They could stop that by throwing, but then they're debuffing themselves. So I actually decided to go ahead and throw first. Wild Charge does a lot, and then I just throw the Mirror Shot, which is double resisted. But it puts them in this awkward position where they gotta use their shield somewhere. So they end up shielding that. I get the attack drop, which is beautiful. I think it's like a 1 in 6 chance of getting that attack drop. It's not super high, but at the same time, it's kind of worse because they get the farm down there. And now I have to shield up the Mirror Shot, or potentially Wild Charge here. It is Mirror Shot, of course. Out comes the Dragonite. Can I counter down? Yes, I can. So yeah, I mean, Annihilate, surprisingly, like, I'm not going to say it's bulky. It's not bulky, but it's a lot bulkier here than any other league, that's for sure. All right, another Annihilate Mirror. This one is best buddied, so I know I'm not going to win CMP, so I got to create some sort of other advantage for myself. So I'm going to be baiting here, and I'm going to be calling their bait. I haven't seen a single Annihilate bait, to be honest, so I should probably start respecting there. We do still grab the shield. Now they're going to be able to CMP me again. I'm going to double bait. I am going to double bait because I don't think they're going to want to fully sack their Annihilate, thinking that they can easily take out mine. So I am going to double bait, but they can still CMP me here, but I still have my shield. So they end up catching instead on Primarina. This is okay. I'm hoping it's Charm Primarina. Primarina. I do stay in just to make sure that it is, and either way, I'm probably coming in Magnezone. But I didn't really see much worth in having my Annihilate alive. I want to be able to Wild Charge and dip out of this Magnezone. So they do come back in with their Annihilate. I'm going to throw one more Volt Switch to get that Volt Switch damage, and then I am going to be going for the Wild Charge. If this doesn't KO, I should have the Mirror Shot ready to go. However, they actually CMP'd me, which is a crazy play by them. A great play by them. I can go Night Slash, or not Night Slash, I can go Mirror Shot now to take them out. And I'm going to be staying in case it is a Dragon Breath Gyarados in the back. Instead, it's going to be an Avalugg. I have to swap out before I'm able to bank the Mirror Shot. So this is looking pretty tough. Ursaluna, of course, does have high horsepower, which will hit for super effective thanks to Hisuian Avalugg's rock typing. It's not going to one-shot after 2 Icy Winds, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to make it there. Yeah, I'm not going to make it there. I'm just going to go for this Ice Punch. It's resisted, non-stab, not going to be doing a whole lot, but I'm hoping it's going to put them into Mirror Shot range. Mirror Shot is double super effective. We are going for that over the Wild Charge. It puts him into the red, but it doesn't KO. I think I got the attack drop there. Did I get the attack drop? I didn't notice that in the moment, but if I did, it definitely saved me. It definitely saved me because we live with 1 HP right there. So GG's well played to my opponent. Yeah, I was surprised that Mirror Shot didn't take out since it was double super effective, but yeah, that thing's just bulky. All right, good lead, and then they're safe swapping out into a Golisopod. Golisopod I think is really good in this meta. Maybe that's a hint in the team that I'm going to put out tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe. A lot of people already know because I've been queuing into other people when they've been streaming. But yeah, the team. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button because the team I'm putting out tomorrow is the one that took me into the 3300s. And then I got a Great League team that I'm going to be working on putting out that has put me close to the 3400s. I think I'm going to be in the top 15 on the leaderboard today. It's not out just yet. So I'm excited to see that whenever it comes out. Anyways, they end up getting Switch. They decide to go down 2 shields to get Switch, coming out with a Dragon Breath Gyarados at this point. I need to get the Shadow Ball off, and they do allow me to before I have to give up my shield. So that's beautiful. I stay in for a bit, hoping I can get to the Night Slash. I recognize that I might not make it, so instead I'm going to come in with Ursaluna. I have 2 shields. One Aquatoad doesn't really take out, but it would probably put me in drill run range. They throw 1. They recognize that I'm getting too much farm. They come in with their Excadrill. I can need a drill run. And I'm going to overfarm just a little bit in case I need to get to the Ice Punch against Gyarados in game. I can go for the high horsepower, of course, going to one-shot this Excadrill, and my opponent concedes the match. So GG's well played. I move into the next one up against Primarina. Now you want to be careful with these Primarina leads because they might be running Waterfall. This is the game that I learned that. I've seen, I would say probably 70 to 80% of the Primarinas I see are Waterfall. So a lot of times you could stand with Annihilate. In fact, I think I have an example of that. But let's see if I can recover from this. I am going to be able to throw the high horsepower. Primarina's stats are not that amazing, so it does threaten a shield. And I can come in with my Magnezone. I'm going to, of course, wait out the clock. I don't want to be trapped in with Magnezone if they come in with a fighter or a ground type. I don't think they built up to the Hydro Pump, but regardless, I am going to respect. Yeah, Magnezone is just a little bit too glassy, so we do need to respect there. They come out with their own Magnezone, and I hard swap here. I bank all that energy, but now I'm going to get hit by this Wild Charge. I'm wondering if I should have thrown my Wild Charge and then came in. I probably would have been able to counter down. They throw the Mirror Shot there. I think I can get the counter down. So at least I'll leave with the Shadow Ball, which will be threatening to the Primarina at this point. I don't think they're going to protect Primarina at this point. I'm ready to throw the Shadow Ball. It is the Shadow Ball. We'll see if they let this go through. I expect them to. Yeah, they do let it go through. In the back, going to be a Skeledirge. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember this game. So we are a little bit ABA weak to Skeledirge. Here's the thing. After that Night Slash, all I have to do is throw double Wild Charges. I could have waited for that Incinerate's damage to come through and then throw the Wild Charge and then throw the next one. Instead, I bait, and guess what? That's my lose con. So yeah, just a little bit of a foolish bait on my part, but GG's well played to my opponent. They played their win con, so I gotta respect that. Okay, so we have what is that? Haxorus lead. We'd be resisting the counter, so they swap out into Florges. I have a great answer for Florges in Magnezone. Mirror Shot, even though it's super effective, does not take out from here, so we are going to be full sending the Wild Charge, and actually the Wild Charge doesn't take out either. But that's fine. We have the Mirror Shot banked. They're going to have to give up a shield if they want to get their next move off, which they do. And And obviously I don't want Ursaluna aligned on that Haxorus, so I'm going to be throwing up my shield as well. Disarming Voice. Probably after I debuff myself would have KO'd. Maybe it wouldn't have. I'm not 100% certain. Now they're going to come in with Haxorus. I'm going to hit it with a Wild Charge. This is single resisted, but Haxorus not known for its bulk. So it puts it into the yellow. In the back, they're going to have a Togekiss. I have Ursaluna, and this is actually one of the matchups where Ursaluna really shines, because all we have to do is make it to 2 Ice Punches, and that's going to be GG's. My opponent knows it. All right, here we are. Another Premier Arena lead. This time we are smarter. We stay in to see what the fast move is. And this is what I'm talking about. Premier Arena's stats just not being that good. We're going to be able to get this Shadow Ball off. And look how much that does. It puts them into the red. Mind you, we've only done resisted counters and 1 charge move. And at this point, I can probably shield and just counter all the way down. But yeah, Disarming Voice comes through. Look at that. Like, it's that easy. Okay, yeah, this one's running Suffice, but I did want to make sure that I showed the Premier Arena lead. I go straight with the Shadow Ball, thinking they would think I would bait. They throw up the shield anyways. And Arcanine is extremely glassy. Now we can go for the Night Slash. You can see these non-stab snarls are neutral, but they're not doing any kind of damage to my Annihilate. We're going to be able to get off another Night Slash. This is going to be putting the Arcanine into the red. This thing can run Psychic Fangs. That's what I was expecting to see right here, but it's actually Scorching Sands, which is a great reminder for me not to go in my Magnezone. I come in with my Ursaluna, and this game is just over. So GG's well played to my opponent. Coming into the next one. Up against a Feraligatr lead. I saw quite a few of these the first day. Haven't really seen them since. And honestly, you would think Ape is horrible here, but it's just not. It's just not. We're going to build up to the Shadow Ball. We're going to go for the Night Slash. I believe that Ape wins CMP, which is why Ape can win this. Because yeah, I mean, they call it the Night Slash, and then they catch on Florges. They even knew. They had to get out. So Florges comes in, that's fine. I'm going to stay in just to farm to another Night Slash in case I need it for that Gator later on. And then I'm going to come in with my Magnezone. Of course, we're walling all the energy. 2 Moonblast does practically KO. So I'll have to throw at some point. I go for the Mirror Shot here. I think I was thinking I could Mirror Shot farm down. I don't think that was the play. Looking back, I just don't think that was the play. So now I end up giving up my shield. I mean, I am going to get the farm down here, and I'm going to have a ton of energy. But they're going to come in with their Ursaluna. I'm like, oh, shoot. I think I threw the game. I think I threw the game by not throwing the Wild Charge. We're going to be spamming out these Mirror Shots. I'm also going to keep energy to threaten the Feraligatr from coming in. Okay, so we get them low, and then we decide we're going to come in with our Annihilate. We want to bait that Gator back out. And there it is. That's perfect. That's perfect, right? We bait the Gator back out. They're going to be throwing the Hydro Cannon. Now I can come in with my own Magnezone. I should be able to get the Volt Switch down. I want to wait the clock because I don't want to be locked in to that Ursaluna still. So it looks like I'm going to be that way anyways. I'm going to go straight for this Mirror Shot. I might get the attack drop. Who knows? And at this point, they have to shield even the Mirror Shot. Look at that. We're at another one. We're at another one. So yeah. All of a sudden, this game is looking quite winnable. We are able to get out of that, and even if they get 2 Ice Punches here, it's not going to KO. Maybe a third. It's a non-stab. Yeah, a third would do it. A third would do it. But regardless, GG's. Well played to my opponent. Yeah, I just don't think Gator's that good, unfortunately. I was excited to see it in action, but unfortunately, I don't think it's that good. All right, another Annihilate lead. I guess I included all of them because of I do think that on paper, it's probably one of the hardest leads. I didn't really see any Charm leads. I saw a ton of Florges leads, and I don't know how many of them actually ended up in this video. I was able to win against most of them. You know what? I saw a lot of Florges leads the first day. So that probably wasn't in this ELO range. So I apologize if, I mean, hopefully there's at least a couple in here, but we'll see. All right, Snorlax, safe swap. We are going to be bringing in Ursaluna. A lot of these Snorlaxes are not running Superpower at all. They're running Skull Bash, or they're running Outrage. I've seen 1 or 2 that are running Earthquake. So we can come in with Ursaluna. I do respect the first one here, since they did farm up like they have Superpower, and it is Superpower. Great. Great. Now we can easily eat the second one. We'll be able to tackle down, and they shouldn't make it to a third one. So that's perfectly fine. We still have a very, very healthy Ursaluna. They come in with their Annihilate. Unless they're running close combat, nothing is going to one-shot from this point. It's going to be the Night Slash. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to go for the high horsepower. This won't KO. You know, when I was first playing it, I was like, oh man, yeah, we're going to be able to handle these Annihilates easily with the high horsepower. No. But that's fine. We're going to try to snipe with the Night Slash. They do end up catching on their Florges, which isn't great, but it also puts my Magnezone in a position that potentially we can leave with quite a bit of energy and handle this in game. Was they are going to go straight for the Moonblast there. Need to throw before they're at the... No, I decide... Okay, yeah. I decide that I want to farm up to 100 energy and go for the Mirror Shot. Which might not quite KO, but I should be able to KO in one more Volt Switch. Yeah, perfect. I can KO in one more Volt Switch. I decide I'm going to bait. Does it bite me? Are they low enough that I can just bait? They're close to low enough. So now we have Wild Charge ready to go. And that's going to be plenty to take out. So GG's well played to my opponent. Let's go. Jumping into the next battle. Up against... There it is. See, I knew I included it. I knew I had some Florges in here. So we're going to be swapping out, and yeah, I mean, this is just a nightmare, right? Like Florges on the lead, Annihilate in the back. Yikes. That's all right. We're going to be playing this out. I am going to be going for the Ice Punch bait here. That's questionable. That's real questionable. Yeah, that's real questionable. Don't bait the Annihilate. Just go for the higher horsepower. It doesn't KO. But we actually end up winning CMP. Look at this. So now I'm like, oh, I got one turn tackle. I can win switch. They're only going to get one move off. Tackle doesn't go through. Or they get what people are calling now DRE. People used to call new mechanic, whatever you want to call it. My one turn move doesn't get the KO, so I end up going down both shields. But we are going to be able to align my Shadow Magnezone onto this Florges, and I think that's what's most important. Except for the fact that we know 2 Moonblast basically KO. So I'm like, how do I win this now? They're actually going to get this next Moonblast off. And then they make a catch on Snorlax. But, hold up. They just brought out a Snorlax. I might have a win con here. We are going to fully counter down. I am praying that this one is running Body Slam and Superpower. If they are running any kind of neutral hitting move, the game is over. They throw a Body Slam. That confirms what I needed to know. Another Body Slam, no big deal. We are leaving this with 100 energy. I'm full sending the Shadow Ball. Baiting 100% would be a lose con here. Shadow Ball, not going to connect. And now I'm going to bait. Because they've shown me that they're scared. They've shown it to me. There's the second shield. Can I make it to the next Shadow Ball? I'm expecting them to throw one before I'm there. We make the catch onto our Magnezone. Disarming Voice coming through. We need one more counter. We make the Shadow Ball. And I think that was a CMV tie even. And that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's go. Annihilate. Putting in the work. Alright, Shadow Lax on the lead. Finally, a phenomenal lead for us. They're going to be swapping out into Gyarados. We are going to stay in just to throw one counter. Yeah, I think that was just a slow swap. I don't think I was intending to stay in there. So, my bad. Just a slow swap. They built up like they have Hydro Cannon, so I respect it. It's going to be Aqua Tail. That's fine. We give up a shield, but we have 100 energy. Alright, we're going to be dumping these Wild Charges into this Snorlax. First one connects. I bait. See, I don't need to bait here. I was baiting too much. In these battles. I'll admit to it. We could have just taken out the Lax, but that's fine. We've basically taken out 2 of their Pokemon. In the back, they're going to have a Dragonite. A Shadow Dragonite, actually. So this Ice Punch would one-shot. They do have to respect it. And of course, they do respect it. And here's the thing. If they Superpower, I just come in with Annihilate and I Night Slash this thing down. So they have to throw the Dragon Claw there. I'm going to be able to outpace to this next Ice Punch. And now I just need to come in with my Annihilate and make it to the Shadow Ball. I just have to make sure they don't catch on the Snorlax, right? Which Switch Clock should be just about up. So I do need to be a little bit cautious. I should be a little bit cautious. I think I just throw it. All right, pause. I pause. Woo! All right. Good job, past Chillis. Good job. Good job. Then we're going to get the counter down on this one. So that's a G's. Well played to my opponent. That's going to be the final battle for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you try this team, and I hope it works well for you. Again, I have the team that got me into the 3300s coming out tomorrow. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss that one. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and a comment down below. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.